Bem-vindos de volta. Continua a conversa com Nicolas Zabene, diretor da Desjardins Financial Independent Network, e Mike Vieira, gestor comercial na empresa. Gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for being here with me. It's been a great conversation, super interesting. Now, I was wondering, what type of person makes an advisor?
Well, the type of person who is a self-starter who wants to make lots of money, but at the same time wants to help people. So he wants to help and make money at the same time.
And by helping people, for those at home that don't really know what an advisor does, could you explain a little on the duties of the position?
Yes, basically the advisor that we train meets with the people and help them do their financial plan. And the financial plan is basically done through a financial planning process. We meet with our clients, we discuss their goals, and we try to help them prioritize those goals. Then we help them initiate a plan of action to deal with these goals and priorities. And then we take the responsibility to review and update on a regular basis to make sure that their retirement goals, their future family goals, and what will happen if they have a critical illness, all these kinds of goals are looked after. So basically we call them protection needs, investments needs, saving needs, and retirement needs.
So for those people that might think this is not a sales position, right?
No, it is a sales position in a sense that it's usually in the insurance industry commission-based, and that's because we're not supervising the agent on an hourly basis. He's on his own. So basically we want people who want to start their own business.
That's good. Nicholas, what are the requirements for this position? Is there something in particular a person must have?
Yes, a person must have the personality that likes talking to people, okay, fact-finding from people. But he also has to be the kind of person who will pass the regulatory requirements, which means they have to pass a license exam. Anybody can pass it, but if you don't have background in numbers and finance, it may take you longer to pass the license. But anybody who wants to really study can pass the license.
And would you say in your experience that it's a very stressful job?
It's a very stressful job for the person who doesn't understand what has to be done. See, if a person joins us, expects that everybody will meet him and everybody will buy from him and everybody will be his client. But if the person understands that, like any other business, he has to talk to a number of people to get some of them become his clients. If he understands that from day one, we call it in our industry the law of averages. We teach it from day one. If he understands that, he or she will be very successful.
In a very general nutshell, could you elaborate a little bit on that law of averages? It's complicated.
No, I'll make it simple. When we are in the process of recruiting a new individual, we say to him, if you have 10 names that have been referred to you and you call them, only 3 will give you appointments. And if you make 3 very beautiful presentations, solid presentations to people who have a need and have the money, 1 will become your client. Now, we call it the 10-3-1, and basically here, if people accept that sort of a process, of course it doesn't work on small numbers, you need large numbers, they will not be frustrated. Am I making sense here?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we in our center at Desjardins Financial Security North Toronto, we say that the job description is talking to people.
A little bit like mine.
Like yours. Because, nobody else talks to people about some of the things we talk to them about except us.
Yeah, of course. It's a kind of a sensibilization process.
Yes.
Mike, since you've been quiet for a little, I would like to know what kind of support is available for someone that's looking into getting this position?
But you know what? There's quite a bit of support actually. We have an industry leading training and office support for all our advisors through our office. Our mentoring and coaching program, which is actually led by Mr. Zabani, is second to none in the industry. You see, most companies will say, go get your license and then come see me. We purposely do it different in our office. We want you to come meet us so that we can get a better feel for you and we can get a feel for each other, have you go through our introductory program so that when you decide you want to obtain your license, you already have a very good understanding of the industry. See, we really, really pride ourselves and believe that our open door concept is what makes us successful. We have nothing to hide, we show it up front.
And that's good, because a lot of times people tend to be a little afraid of pursuing a new career, just because there's always some spending to do, either with learning the ropes, getting some kind of license. So it's always good if they can actually go to you guys first, have an idea of the world itself, how it works, and then take care of that, right?
And that's why we've strategically planned it that way, so that you can get a feel for the industry ahead of time before you're diving in.
John, in our center, we tell our prospective agents the negatives of the career before we tell them the positive of the career.
And that's a good thing, because that way, a lot of places when you go and they only give you the bright sides.
Exactly.
Right?
We
and
don't.
then you start working, and then when you actually realize it's not exactly like advertised.
That's correct.
And that a lot of times disencourages people to pursue, right?
On Tuesday nights at 6:30 to 8, we have an open house for anybody who wants to know what's it all about. You can call Mike and call our office and come and attend, and to have an idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, and that's good. That's one of the things I was going to ask you. Another thing is, how can people apply to the position?
So you can contact myself as well. We have
the number's going to show up.
The number,
on the screen.
okay, will be fine. My information is in the paper, in the newspaper as well. That's shared, and alternatively, like Nicholas said, our door is always open on Tuesday evenings from 6:30 to 8 p.m. for that introductory meeting. They can always stop by and join us there.
But call Michael.
Call me.
Call Mike. He's a very nice
Yes.
guy to know.
He's a good person, for sure. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here with me today. It was a lovely conversation, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Chegamos ao fim do programa de hoje. Eu espero que tenha gostado desta interessante conversa. O meu nome é John Gomes. Eu volto para a próxima com mais um impressionante convidado. Uma boa continuação.